Hey guys, today we are going to test the Long Hair Asuna skill. This skill gives defense based on the number of hits. We are going to focus on finding out how much defense this skill can give at most, which is around 100 hits. Before we begin, please like, share and subscribe for more SAO integral factor video. We are going to test it with my defense at 1706 and use shield loyalty, which does damage based on the defense. And we'll test it against the Swordman monster, which is not weak to blunt and fire, and I already have more than 100 hit counts, so let's see how much damage it does with my current stats. After a few hits, looks like it's averaging at 13,900. Actually, I also equipped the 3-star Argo defense buff that will give me 9.5% defense. Let's see if we can get the same damage. Looks like it's a little lacking, it only does 13,356. And looks like the Long Hair Asuna is at least giving us more than 9.5% defense. And I also have my Lisbeth passive skill that gives 10% when my defense drops to 25%. But I think it's gonna be a little more than 10%, but we'll see. If we use it with the Argo together, it gives us 19.5% and see if it matches. My HP now is below 25% and my defense become 1,854 now. And my damage is 13,500-ish, which is still a little low as we expected. Now we're going to try to do a few more hits and make sure if the damage is not in the lower spectrum of the damage variations. Looks like it's probably around 13,500, which is still a little low. Let's try with the Argo buff, and looks like it's doing more than 14,000 damage, so at least at this point we know that it's between the 10% to 19% increase. So let's try using other skills that gives a defensive buff that's lower or higher than 10%. And see, this guy is giving a 12.5%, and I'll use it on Koharu since the buff is very short. And there's also other spear skill that gives a higher defense that we can try, like this Hachi that gives 16% or the Majestic line that gives 14%. So starting with the 12% buff, looks like it hits around 14,000, but it's also, I have 16 hit counts accumulated with long hair, so this one is not correct. And with one hit it does 13,667, which is a little less. Let's try a few more times, let's see and make sure. 13,807, close. Before we have it somewhere around 13,800 to 14,000. Looks like it's close, but it's still not enough. Let's try on the Majestic lanes next, which will give 14% defense. This skill has lower duration, so hopefully Koharu can cooperate and use the skill often enough for us to see the results. Looks like we are in luck. That's just using it right away. It's 14,200, but again, it's my mistake that it's doing it at 20 hits. 13,933 with 3 hits. I think that's it. And again at 13,882 with 1 hit. I think we got a match here. And 14,000. Thankfully, Koharu is very helpful this time, and we can see 3 hit back to back. So now let's see how much defense actually got with the 14% increase. And let's see, it's giving us 1914. Before we have 1706, so it increases around 208 defense with 14%. Let's see if the increase actually is a percentage based or is it just a fixed number. So I'm going to remove my top armor and drops my defense to 1087, and we will compare it to the 100 hits damage with the buff from Majestic Lane again to see if they are the same. Again, I already accumulated 100 hits for your convenience, and the damage is at 10,726, and this time it's 11,300, but it's because Koharu is giving the defense boost. I should have removed that skill from hers for this test. So one more time is 10,693, and it's 10,570. I think you can say that the average damage is around 10,700. Now let's try with Majestic Line. Color is giving me the buff, and the damage is at 10,235, which is a lot lower than 100 hits at 10,700. So it looks like it's not giving the percentage based increase. I think it's giving a fixed increase at defense point. When we have a match before, a Majestic Line skill is giving 208 defense increase. Let's see if we can get a match if we increase the defense by that number. So I set the defense to 1297, which is the closest I can get without increasing my attack. This gives me 210 defense, which is should be enough. So looks like it's hitting 10,670, which is close enough to what we get for the 100 hits earlier. And one more time, it's 10,679. So to summarize, looks like the Long Hair Asuna skill is similar to the Black Swordman Kirito skill, that it maxed out giving the bonus stats at around 100 hits. And looks like it is giving 2 defense points per hit since it's maxed out at around 200 defense bonus maximum. If you're good at keeping the hit counts, the 200 defense point seems pretty good on defensive sword build, especially with the Underworld Yu-Gi-Oh skill. The Long Hair Asuna also gives 7% defense, which makes it pretty good defensive skill. So that's it for the video. Thanks for watching. Bye guys.